numbers come up. Right guys, we're live for part 2. Day 1 of Graham Linehan's case at Westminster Magistrates Court. I've got my phone's plugged into a battery, but I'm still holding it because I haven't got a second tripod, which I thought I had. Anyway, for those just tuning in, Graham Linehan, comedy writer of Father Ted, he's in court today. He had an altercation at the Battle of Ideas, as you can see there, with somebody who calls himself Sophia Brooks. Now, Sophia Brooks is a young male who identifies as a female, and he's a bit of an agitator and a bit of a, from what I can gather, and he turned up at this event and he was putting the camera in people's faces, just wanting to cause a lot of trouble, and there was some altercation over a mobile phone. So that is the reason why he's in court. This has gained international prominence now because when Graham flew over from Arizona, he arrived in London on the 1st of September. There were 5 armed police officers waiting for Graham at Heathrow Airport to arrest him for 3 tweets which had hurty words on them. Yeah. We were expecting Graham to come out very soon. They're going to break for lunch soon, I think. So he was arrested for 3 tweets. One said, a photo you can smell. It was I think it was a photo of a trans rights activist march. The other one was, if a male goes into a female toilet, then you should punch them in the balls. And there was another one which I still can't remember. Anyway, those were hurty tweets. Excuse me, I'm cameraed up. When I say cameraed up, I'm wired up. The camera's wired to the battery pack in my trouser pocket, and it was caught around the boards. I can swap arms now. So yeah, it's day 1 of the trial. It's going to be 2 days. The morning session is going to finish really soon. Big thank you to everybody that tuned in. I think there was almost 5,000 views during the whole live stream from this morning. Big thank you for everyone that's donated. It's really helped. Thank you so much for that. So we've still got the international media over there. We've had many women's groups. Sharon Davis has been here. There's some more women here, you know, all in support of Graham, all in support of the message that I'm pushing. They supported me. It's been great meeting these people. And the reason that this it's gone viral international because of just the overreaction of the state for somebody saying hurty words on X, formerly Twitter. Keir Starmer says we've got free speech in this country. Well, he might say we have, but you've got to try and work that one out for yourself. You know, 5 armed police officers. Graham ended up, he had to go to A&E because his blood pressure got so high, it was at the levels where people normally have strokes. And that's not good for you. That's not good for you at all, is it? You know. So Graham has been a man that stood up against this nonsense, and he's been cancelled. His marriage has broken up. He's lost all his work. There was even, one of the most successful ever British sitcoms, Father Ted. They're going to make it into a musical or a theatre version of it. And they did, because Graham has stood up for the truth and stood up for women, they wanted to disassociate him from it. And they wanted to try and buy him out. And he said, no, you're not buying me out. It's my creation. It's my creation. You're not. Sorry about that. I keep getting pop-ups on the screen. He said, it's my creation. You're not having this without me. So they tried to buy him out and he said no. He said it's mine. Either do it with me or not at all. It's all in his book. He's got a book called Tough Crowd, if anyone wants to check that out. So yeah, all these women here are in solidarity with Graham Linehan. I might, just when you ask for how quick the numbers come, we've got 248 people watching straight away. Yeah, the world. I've got people come up from Crawley to support me. They don't want to be on camera, so I'm kind of respecting that. They said they don't mind if they're caught on the camera in the background, but I'm not going to be. I'll keep them away from it. Yeah, Graham's going to be around really soon, so I'm ready. Trying to work 3 cameras. You know, I've got this one, guys, and I've got this one too, and I've got the microphones on and working. In fact, I need to turn it on, ready to go. Turn that one on. And where's the one here? Turn that one on. Okay, read some of your comments. We are with you in spirit, Steve. Yep, I know you've all got to work, guys. We've got support from Essex, from Andrew. / love from Portsmouth. Yes, Father Ted, Black Books and the IT crowd. Yes, he did more than just Father Ted. Love from Texas, USA. You know, it's amazing. This is a global agenda, guys. You know, this trans ideology, you know, it's being pushed from, you know, from higher powers. It really is. And you've only got to look. Did you see Parliament yesterday? You know, Labour and Lib Dems, you know, they're not connected with the people at all. Lisa Smart, who's the MP from my area, she talked about somebody called Charlie. Okay, now I don't know Charlie, but I've interviewed Charlie. So Charlie is a woman, a female from Stockport, lives in Offerton. This is information that Lisa Smart put out, so I'm not doxing this girl. But did I say he? His is so confusing. It's so confusing. So Charlie's a female that identifies as trans, and Charlie has fallen into the grips of this cult. Charlie's got, as Lisa said, with his ginger beard. Well, it's her ginger beard. Charlie's grown a beard because of all the testosterone. That's the police going past, by the way. So I was covering the Stockport Pride event in 2024. I took my camera and I was interviewing people to get their opinions on what's going on, like I do. And I spoke to Charlie and her other friend. They were the only 2 people that were walking around the Pride event shirtless, topless, right? And you all know where this is going. So they were topless because they were showing their double mastectomy scars. So they both had a double mastectomy, had the breast removed. They were both wearing, they both had like hairy chins, not a full growth, but it was, you know, when you see young women taking synthetic testosterone, they start to grow beards. Some of them can get a full set. You've only got to check out Book Angel for that. But so I spoke to Charlie and I spoke to Charlie's friends. If I say he, it's because I'm getting it wrong. They're both females. And they were telling me that they don't do it for attention. Bear in mind, it wasn't the warmest of day. They were the only 2 people walking round Stockport Pride with their tops off. But they're not doing it for attention. They were there, obviously, to say, look at us. We've had, you know, we're trans men. Remember, they flipped the language. Remember, substitute the word trans for pretend. So we are pretend men. They're absolutely 100% female. Doesn't matter if they've had a double mastectomy. Doesn't matter if they've had what they call a phalloplasty. Maxine, thank you for the donation, much appreciated. They still have If they don't have a disorder of sexual development, which is very rare, 0.02% of the population, if they don't have that, then they will have XX chromosomes for females. Yeah, males have XY chromosomes. Unless you have a rare genetic disorder. And it's very unfortunate for those people. And they're, for the most part, sick of being dragged into this debate by the trans rights activists, because they use those people to say that sex isn't binary. They say there's more than two sexes. There isn't, there's only ever two, and it's based on what your reproductive system was designed to do. Whether it was to produce large immotile gametes, which are your eggs, and that's a female, or small motile gametes in men, which is the sperm. That's it. There is no third gamete. That's a good point. Someone in the comments there just said, so does that mean that if women who have a double mastectomy because of cancer, does that make them men? Of course it doesn't. Yeah. Of course it doesn't. Yeah, so Lisa Smart stood up in Parliament and said, I've got a constituent, Charlie, she said, with his ginger beard, with her little ginger beard. Charlie, she has got a gender recognition certificate under the Gender Recognition Act 2004, which creates a legal fiction. Okay, so Charlie has, in the eyes of the UK law, she is legally a man. Okay, and Lisa Smart was saying, well, Lisa Smart's word, where does he pee? I'm paraphrasing, but it's, where does she pee? Well, really, she should pee in the ladies' toilets. But here's the thing, this is my opinion on it. As a man, okay, I would have no issue as a man with Charlie using the male toilets, because Charlie's not a threat to me. Charlie is a woman, okay? And Charlie hasn't got a penis. Dr. Mario, thank you so much. Is that from AS? Is that from Australia? Thanks for the donation. I think AS before $sign. I think that's Australia, isn't it? Thank you so much. Yeah, so from a male point of view, it's no threat to me if a woman identifying as a man goes in the male toilets. Now, some people say, oh, Steve, you're a hypocrite because you're saying that trans women, men, pretend women, men, shouldn't go in female toilets. Well, no, because the difference is men and women are completely different, and men are a threat to women, you know, undoubtedly. So men identifying as women should not be allowed in women's toilets. End of story. That is my take on it. So yeah, all these politicians stood up and they were talking in Parliament about trans rights. Now, there's no rights that trans people don't have that we don't have. What they want is privileges. Trans women, i.e. men, trans-identifying males, think they're women. They want privileges. They want to put on a female costume and go into women's spaces. Well, no, that shouldn't be happening.
Okay, Graham will be out soon. They've finished the morning session.
Okay, Graham's going to be out soon. Right, guys. Okay, exclusive, live. I'm just turning all these cameras on. And what I'm going to have to do now, let me just give me a... Right, guys, yeah. So I hope you appreciate what I'm doing. I wonder if I can get it in the other hand. One sec. I'll put it in the other hand so that my thumb doesn't cover the camera. And then I've got this one as well. The other camera in my pocket. I'm multitasking. Men don't normally do well at multitasking, but... Do you want to say hello to everyone?
Yeah, hi.
Okay, just introduce yourself.
My name's Venice Allen. I'm Rose Venice Allen on Twitter, on X.
Yeah, you've been very vocal today.
I'm organising the protest today.
Hiya, fantastic.
What's your name?
I'm Steve James. Okay, my channel is Edge of the Matrix. I've been fighting this ideology since the beginning of the year. It's been a long time in coming to fruition, but I thought, where are all the men standing up? There's not many men standing up against this. There's Graham, of course, absolutely, and there's Chris Elston, who I kind of like copied.
Billboard Chris.
Billboard Chris, yeah. So I messaged him.
I'm not a big fan of Billboard Chris. Am I allowed to say it?
Hey, I'm all for free speech. Absolutely. So
I have met him once. He didn't know who I was because he doesn't follow the Turf Island history and the women here. Even he doesn't credit the women. So I'm not against him. I think we all need as many people as possible. And it's the same with the Christian fundamentalists, Muslim fundamentalists. Anyone who's going to fight transgenderism is on my side.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just maybe one day he'll kind of realise that he's done that and he will do his reading and he will come and listen to us and talk to us.
Yeah.
Maybe I like him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Chris does push the message about the puberty blockers and kids. I try and do,
Trans activists coming out now. They've broken for lunch.
Yes.
So any moment we're going to have to break this off because we're going to applaud our heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you got an organisation? Are you from Battle of Ideas?
It's not my organisation, but I work for Claire Fox, who is the director of the Academy of Ideas, and the Battle of Ideas is their yearly festival. And this year it's 20 years that they've been doing the battle.
Right, fantastic.
And they've been on a massive political journey. Claire originally, and a lot of the other people who work at the battle were originally Revolutionary Communist Party, and now they're accused of being far right. They're not far right, but I wouldn't really describe them as far left anymore either. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the political landscape evolves around the person. The person might not move as much. I mean, because I would probably say I was in the fire service and I was a union member.
Oh, do you know Paul Embry? He's nice.
I know of him, I know the name, but I don't know him.
He was in the Fire Brigade Union, and Lucy Massoud.
Right. Okay, so I was a Fire Brigade Union member for 20 years while I was in the fire service, so I suppose I was left of centre. Now, I don't think I've changed too much, but the political landscape has revolved around me, and now I'm a fascist far-right bigot.
It's just because you reject identity politics, I'd imagine.
Probably.
That's why. The left went wrong. The left went into identity politics.
Same, I suppose I've shifted as well. I suppose I have shifted to more conservative values, I think. Maybe that's something that naturally happens as you grow up. I don't know. What do you think?
They say that, don't they?
Yeah, maybe.
I think, I don't know. I certainly, now I work in the House of Lords for Claire Fox. I have met so many people there that I really like. So many of the members of both houses that I really respect are actually conservatives.
Right.
Which surprised me. Someone who's always came from a Labour family and...
Yeah, me too. Well, my family were Labour, but they're pretty apolitical, really. They just voted, because we were working class, they're working class.
Yeah, my parents weren't working class, but still very liberal, like Labour liberal.
Yeah.
And I have voted Conservative twice now in mayoral elections, just because I absolutely cannot stand...
Sadiq Khan.
You got it. I would vote for Jeremy Corbyn to be Mayor of London over him. I would vote for Nigel Farage. I'd vote for any person, I think, pretty much. What's she called? Jada, the one
Jada
from
Franson.
Yeah, I probably would. Because I absolutely cannot stand that man. Yeah. He's so bad.
So from the inside, what's it like working in the House of Lords?
Oh, absolutely love.
Is it?
The House of Lords. And get my mate Anthony, he's a free speech hero. We're on a video.
I see. You do, mate. All right. Can I just ask you to hold that 1 second?
Sure.
Because I'm going to put this on the tripod. My arms are aching. Multitasking. There we go. Thank you. Right.
Put it on the, yeah. Oh,
yeah, so I can put that there. Yeah, that's a different. So this will be recording for later, so I can do that. And that's the live stream. And we're actually out to 608 people.
Oh my God!
Is there any message you want to say to anyone?
Well, who are they?
They're all people that support me in my street campaign. So I go up and down the country.
They're probably great big Billboard Chris fans, so they're all going to be hating on me in the comments. But just to say, I only met him once, and
No, I mean, I think your point was that you wasn't hating on him.
No.
All that you were saying is that Chris, his main message is about children's rights.
No, that's not.
Women's.
No, but
right?
no, because actually that's the same for me, and it always has been. I was just saying to another live streamer over there that for me, the women's spaces issue isn't actually as important as the kids. The kids affects a lot more people.
Yeah.
Obviously, women have been attacked and raped and hurt by trans activists and even murdered, but there's very small number of cases in the world so far. I think if it carried on, if we hadn't stood up to it and it carried on and completely captured the world, that would have happened a lot more. But the casualties of this movement are the children. Thousands of children across the world, probably tens of thousands of children across the world, have been given puberty blockers, and they lied and they said that they were reversible. And I'm not somebody who's any kind of doctor or scientist, but I know that's absurd. How can you stop puberty and then restart it at another time?
Well,
or go to a different puberty?
You know, puberty has to be a human right, doesn't it? You know, because it's...
Well, because talking about how our political opinions have changed, like I used to be all like human rights. There's quite a lot of TERFs who've really like made me think about what does human right even mean? Like,
well, it's a natural...
maybe we're framing it wrong, like in terms of legal rights. I'm not really into legal stuff. That's why I haven't gone in today. I'm more interested in like, you know, what are our... It's like freedom.
Yeah, I'm coming from a natural
because rights
kind of
also
angle.
once you talk about because once you talk about human rights, it's not natural. It's legislation.
It's legislation. Yeah, you're good. You know, I need to be corrected. I do all the
Well,
time.
I'm just putting it out there because
but
you know, it's
you should allow kids to develop naturally into adults.
It's
Why would you
so
want to keep...
obvious? You don't need to be on the left or the right or have a degree or a doctorate to know that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, but they're saying it's all for the kids. You know, let them be who they want to be.
Protect trans kids from them.
Yeah,
not from us.
You know, it's the tail wagging the dog. The children are leading, saying you need to confirm my identity. It's been affirmed by the clinicians. It's been affirmed by the teachers. Thank God.
Politicians, brands, influencers, celebrities, and I just absolutely fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I've got kids. They're fine. They're boys. You know, it's girls mainly who've been like, you know, there used to be just like a small number of little boys.
Yeah.
And then now there's just 75% of little girls.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's just another body hatred, a national social contagion for little girls. Yeah. And I was a bit disappointed, I have to say, that I hope my sons won't watch this. Well, you know, when I had the scan and they said I was going to have boys both times.
Yeah.
You know, and I was a bit like,
you wanted a girl as well.
I would like to have a girl, but now I think, how can you bring up a girl in this world?
Well,
it's really got
what I would
so
say
much
is
pressure on them.
Keep them out of school, homeschool your kids.
Well, I've got whole opinions about that.
Oh, do you want to tell us?
I'm actually speaking at the Should we stand in front of the Battle of Ideas?
Yeah, come on. Let's do it.
I'm actually speaking at the Battle of Ideas Festival.
Brilliant. Here you go, guys.
On the 18th and 19th of October in Westminster.
Let me put that there, so that gets it too.
I'll say that again.
Yeah, so that's going to get it. I'll tell you what as well, because you're absolutely fantastic. Hold that, it'll pick your voice up even better. And
when Graham comes out there, we've got to like...
Yeah, we will do. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm actually speaking at the Battle of Ideas on the 18th. It's on the 18th and 19th, Saturday and Sunday of October. And I'm speaking on the Saturday around lunchtime on a homeschooling panel.
Okay.
So it's about like, because it's not really just about ideology and like capture, but one of my points is going to be that, you know, like people say, you see it a lot, oh, you don't like school, take them out of school. That's what you just said to me.
Yes.
Stop girls get captured. But as somebody who has home educated for 2 years ago, actually I know that homeschooling circles are very ultra liberal and are very gender. And a lot of the kids are autistic, and you know, autistic kids are the ones who are mainly harmed by this. And also with all this like unschooling, radical unschooling, and even if you're not doing that to your kids, a lot of the other families in that group will be doing unschooling, and they are just all about child-led. So, oh, we think you're a boy, darling. Yeah, okay. Oh, call you they, them, call you. You know, it's like these really ultra-liberal people. So actually, your kids are not safe in homeschools. Actually, the only way you can keep your kids safe is by having a good relationship with them, and crossing your fingers really, and then stepping in when they do, you know, helping them get through all these things. It's not just trans. Oh, look, the Palestinians are getting ready. Actually, there doesn't seem to be that many actual Palestinian people here, do they? But they're big supporters.
Yeah. You know what? I'd never thought along those lines of the homeschooling, because I got close to what was called the freedom movement during the COVID times, and a lot of those people took their kids out of school, but they would be classed as far-right Nazis.
Oh yeah, I went on all those protests as well. Yeah. I'm pure blood.
Yes,
I wasn't vaccinated.
Right.
How did it go? I'm not sure.
I recognise her face. Who's that?
She's in the court for something else.
Oh, right, okay.
She said she.
Maybe I don't recognise her.
She's in another case.
Ah, right, okay. Right.
She said she was a supporter of us.
Right, fantastic. Is there anything else that you want to speak about? You've got, what have we got? We have 688 people live.
That's amazing, well done. What's your name?
My name's Steve James, and
James.
my channel is Edge of the Matrix.
Yeah, I see
Check
that,
it out.
Yeah. We were just talking about COVID and not being vaccinated. Well done.
Yeah.
I only wore a mask for like a month.
Well, I'll tell you a story. I actually lost or had to give up my career in the fire service because of COVID.
Did they want you to have the jib jab?
Well, my line in the sand was wearing a mask, and here's what happened. So this might be news to some of the people watching on the channel. So the way it worked was, I saw the agenda for what it was at COVID, and we worked as the fire service. I was a key worker all the way through the first lockdown. We worked. When everybody was supposed to be isolated, I went to so many different fire stations because some of them closed, and I mixed with more people during that period than ever.
Right,
okay?
Of course.
So I mixed with them. After the first lockdown...
You're not on your screen yet.
Yeah, we're still on. So after... God, that's noisy.
They're not beeping for us, they're beeping for Palestine.
So after the first lockdown and everyone came back to work, what they did is started to introduce a mask mandate, but only on the fire engine. And I'd said to my boss earlier, I said, they're going to mandate us to wear masks. This is before it happened. And he said, no, don't be stupid. How can they get us to wear masks when we've been going to all these different stations? You can never do it. And I said, well, I think it's going to happen. What they said is, you have to wear a face mask when you go on the fire engine and drive out into public. So I thought, hang on a minute, we're sat here in the fire station in a small room together.
It's all about what people see.
It was exactly that. It was a performance. Because people trust firefighters, right?
Well, I'm a smoker, right? And I used to joke when everyone was wearing masks, well, I can smoke right near you now. Yeah. Nothing comes through, right?
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. So this was a situation. I told my boss I'm not going to wear a mask. We were sat next to each other on the fire station, right? The bells went for an emergency call. I was a driver. I jumped into the front of the fire engine. This is just after they'd done the mandate. And my boss didn't get... He normally sits in the driver's... in the passenger seat. I'm the driver. Everybody else jumped in the back and put the mask on. And I said...
It must be soon.
I said, I'm not going to put a mask on. Instead of getting on the fire engine and answering the emergency call, the boss went back and rung the control centre and said, he said, send another fire engine to this emergency.
Because you weren't wearing a mask?
Because he's not wearing a mask. And,
did you have a sunflower lanyard? I didn't even do that. I thought that I wouldn't wear the sunflower lanyard either, would you?
A sunflower lanyard.
You know, that was like, I'm mask exempt. No, fuck that.
Right.
You didn't even know about it.
So I did use that as an excuse. I said to him I'm exempt, but I ended up having to leave the fire service because of that. That's the story.
Oh, sorry, mate.
That was a waffle. I waffled a bit, but that's the gist of it.
Great. Well, I feel like Graham's going to come out in a minute, so we should get ready. But it's nice to speak to you. Amazing following so far.
Tell people your name and where they can find you again.
So I'm Venice Allen is my name, and I'm Rose Venice Allen, or one word, on X.
Fantastic. Follow, guys.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.
I reckon you must be out any minute, right?
Graham's going to be coming out any minute now. Let me just reset these. 720 people in the house. Thank you, guys.
Come on, ladies. You're going to do a little dance.
Right, we're recording again. Yeah, so just to let you all know, guys, that was the story. I ended up having to leave the fire service because they were using us as propaganda, COVID propaganda. We could wear... See what you think about it. It's long gone now, you know, the COVID mandates, but that was my line in the sand, you know. I said, you know, if you're really scared about catching COVID, then why aren't we wearing masks in the fire station? We're only wearing the mask when we go out on the fire engine in view of the public. So I said, you're not using me as propaganda. But if anybody did any research, you realise that virus particles are so much smaller than the filters on the mask. Somebody said it's like a mosquito going through a chain link fence, or a mouse. We're in London, or a mouse walking through Marble Arch. And I know there's some people that say there's terrain theory and germ theory as well, whether virus exists or not. I'm not a biologist, I don't know about that, so maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Yeah, that's a good point. Wear a mask into the pub, all right, and then when you sit down, you can take it off and eat, and then when you get up to go to the toilet, you put a mask on. They're taking the piss out of us, weren't they? Anyway, listen, I've always said this, but I do veer into it a little bit, and it was only brought up because that lady brought it up. I try not to get involved in other political issues on this channel, even though I have these views, because really want to stick to this. This is why I never really get involved in the Israel-Palestine argument and conflict. What was really nice last weekend was that there was some of the people from the Palestine protest were supporting me for a change, because that doesn't often happen. But of course, when I went with him to the protest, some of them started giving me shit. So they want us to take a side. They can't see any nuance. They want us to take a side on anything. And if you stand with a certain issue, you then have to be the same on all the other issues. You know? Or you have to align to all those other issues. And the fact is, we're humans, we have different thoughts and feelings on different things. So yeah, Graham should be coming out really soon. There's a few they-thems coming out, I think. You can always tell the they-thems because they've got green hair and they wear a mask in the background. I keep flipping the sign from keep men out of women's sports to there's no such thing as a transgender child. I keep flipping them. I did have one saying it's really difficult to know which ones to bring. I can only really wear two. I had one that said gender ideology is a cult. But these two literally support two of my main arguments, which is it harms people, and the two groups of people that it harms more than any is women and children. But here we have an example of a man, a very well-known man internationally because of his work in sitcoms, Father Ted and stuff. It's caused incredible harm and damage to his career, to his marriage, to his health, all for standing up for women and saying, if you've got a penis, if you've got a penis, you're not a woman. And if you've got a penis, you shouldn't be going in women's spaces, and you shouldn't be going into women's sports. We're still waiting. Here's the international press. Oh, they're getting the cameras ready. Look, they're getting the cameras ready, so they might have had a heads up of someone that he's coming. He's coming, isn't he? He's coming, you've got a heads up. What? Like that? Out of the way? Okay. What about, is that going to be in all yours? All right. Is that all right? Have you got it now, mate? Yeah? Right. Yeah, no worries. Right. Right. Okay. One sec, guys. I'll be with you in a sec. I'm just sorting my tripod out. Now so that I can... let me swap hands as well. Okay, so we think he's coming out. They got the cameras ready, so So they've got somebody in. They'll have somebody inside telling them. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. Are you guys freelance or? So what? Do you just earn a living? You get the shots and just sell them to?
Well, we get the shots, but we don't earn a living.
You don't earn a living.
Darling, could you get out of my face, please?
Um,
Darling? You're right in
well,
my
I'm-
line of vision.
Well, I'm out of your personal space, so.
No, but you're in my line of vision.
Okay, you can always turn around.
I'm drawing people.
Okay, okay.
Come on, everybody. How was it? I'll give us a drum, Graham. Yay! Don't you hide the back. Don't hide the back. And don't put women.
Trans liberation! Trans liberation!
There we go.
Boo!
Look at this woman hater.
Women's rights! Trans rights! One fight! One fight! Women's rights!
There you go, look at
Trans
this
rights! One fight! One fight!
Yes, this is Stella O'Malley. Hi Stella, how are you doing? Are you okay?
Good to see
Can I
you.
have a hug? Thank you so much. And we're actually live at the minute to about 1,000 people. Yeah. So Stella's the founder of GenSpect.
Yeah.
Do you want to chat now or do you want to wait till Graham comes out?
I think, yeah, later, because
Yeah.
the sound is bad.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Thank you, Stella. Thank you. Okay.
Horrible person, vile creature.
I'll get you
We got the
space.
right specimen here.
This guy here in the hood, he's a woman hater. He's a woman hater. Okay,
Guys,
guys.
get in the picture. Trans women and men. Trans women and men. Trans women and men.
Trans women and men.
Men.
My Venice.
Men.
I agree with you.
Free speech for everyone!
I don't want to photo bomb you if I'm not welcome. Is that all right?
Of course you are, yeah.
Do you want to say hello? I'm going to get you sign in because we're live streaming to nearly 1,000 people now. So, all right, guys. These are young women standing up for women's rights. Right, I'm going to stand this up. Oh. Yeah. You're getting it live from Westminster, guys. We've got the press this side. She's unstoppable, she's amazing. These are all people coming out of the court now, guys.
You want a really good specialist, a woman who's shouting trans women and
Right, okay, brilliant.
This one here.
Starving women misogynist!
Starving to death women in Gaza by terrorist Israel. You don't love women. You are protecting women and Palestinians. Point at me all you like. This is what. Don't touch me!
Oh, sorry.
Don't you dare touch me! Back off!
Hi.
Back off!
I just want to ask you how
I'm a
come,
woman. This is what it's all about, being abused by men.
are trans
I
women...
support Palestinians and I support women. Okay?
Are trans women men?
I support women.
What about those that have got penises? Can a woman have a penis?
Yes, of course she can.
A woman can have a penis.
I'm not
Can
going
a
to
man
be
get
trapped
pregnant?
into this stupid discussion. Of course a woman can get pregnant.
Can a man get pregnant?
Why do
Can a
you
man
think
get pregnant?
the NHS has to ask everyone if they're pregnant?
Oh, dear.
Because it's a captured organisation.
because
You
You
As a
refer
man,
to
they
me as a
have a
man.
womb.
How do you know I'm not a woman?
Did you say a man might
You
have a
refer to me as a
womb?
man. How do you know I'm not a
How
woman?
can a man have a womb?
If you don't know that, you need to go and get
do
an
know,
education.
we do know.
Yeah.
There's something called the internet that you can look it up.
Okay.
Life is much
There
simpler.
are
It's
many,
not complicated than you think. It's not
So
that
how
simple.
complicated is it?
And so she is saying
complicated
there are
she can't
many,
explain.
many more of us than you. In other words, she is saying
This
we
woman's
are
nuts.
sorry because you are one and we are many, and that is what brings
No,
states
you've
like
taken the proverbial out of the lefty.
Israel to attack Palestine and the Gazans because they have strength. They have strength on their side. And she just said,
What's this got to do with Palestine? Nothing.
because that woman said, we are many, you are few. Meaning
right, I'm not
that
talking
I am
about
on my
that.
own.
I'm not
I'm
talking
here
about
to
that, yeah.
support Palestine rights,
Yeah,
actually.
you support
But I saw you.
men's rights over women as well.
I support Palestinian rights. That's why I'm here. You women, you're allowed to get away with this.
Away with what? Saying that men shouldn't be in
Look,
women's
it
spaces?
all comes down to hate and bigotry, okay?
Really?
It all comes down to hate and bigotry.
hate him?
No, I'm saying that these views of hating
What's
sections
hateful
of
about
our
what I'm
community, that's not who we are. That's not who we should be as a society.
You like Nazis then? My niece is
Don't
a trans
you
woman.
dare
I love her,
walk
but I
that
don't
way.
agree what she
Don't
does.
you
No,
dare.
you're saying you
Don't
love everyone.
You
You love everyone. You love everyone.
You dare.
You can't be selective.
My
grandfather was in the camp.
Yes.
Don't you
My
dare!
mother was in the
Don't
Blitz.
you
I get
don't
called a
you
Nazi.
dare.
We get called Nazis.
I get called a Nazi.
Just
I'm
because
not
we
calling
believe.
you a Nazi, but don't present
What I'm
me
saying
with a
is,
straw
you
man
say
argument.
that
You know nothing
you
about
preach
me. You know
love.
nothing about my
You say you
background.
preach love.
You think women
I
can
means
don't
you
have
must
preach
love-
love. I'm not a preacher. I'm saying we don't need the diatribe, the hate dialect. We don't need this rhetoric. We don't need women shouting at me. We are the many, you are the few, because I'm one person by myself.
You're the only
Say
one
that.
shouting
You
now.
don't know
She didn't
anything
say
about
that. She said there are many, many more of us than you.
Exactly.
It was taking the proverbial out of what the lefties do at their marches. That's what it was doing.
But in this context, the context is key. In this context, she came to me and shouted in
Okay.
my face, we are the many, you are the few.
Okay, that's it.
Enough
Can I
of
ask you
your
one
stuff.
question? Just one question.
Right.
Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I didn't want to come. I didn't want to bring the. Didn't really want to bring in the Israel-Palestine argument because it's nothing to do with what I'm here for and what my cause is. Hi, Maya. We're shouting Holocaust deniers now. We're shouting Holocaust deniers, but
That escalated
so
quickly.
yeah. Okay. This is nuts, guys.
Love what you do. I've been mates with Billboard Chris for about 6 or 7
Right.
years. Stick that in your jumper. And
Yeah,
Get in
okay.
touch on a later date. And
Yes,
we'll
okay,
sort
mate.
something
Yeah,
out.
thank you. Cheers. Thank you. I thought he was. He's probably waiting for most people to go. Maybe, I don't know.
I thought the whole point to come out to say hello to his supporters.
Yeah, I think so. He will do. I'm sure.
He's got to come back after
Yeah, I'm
lunch,
sure.
hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
are many, many more.
That was interesting, guys. That was interesting.
Free speech for everyone.
I don't know how that all got conflated. You know, these are two complete different issues, but there are, you know, that woman from who's supporting Palestine there says that men can get pregnant and women can have penises. You know, I need to go and do some research on the internet. Oh, Mike D, thank you for the support. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for everyone that's donated. It really, like I said in the earlier live stream, I'm here today and I'm able to get it today directly because of the people donating through the Buy Me a Coffee link and through the super chats on here. So I came down from on the train. He's paid for the train fare and he's paid for my accommodation while I'm here. So thank you so much. That's why I can bring this kind of coverage to you. I'm going to swap arms 1 second. It's going to go under the board because I'm there you go. Because I've got a cable, I've got a wire attached to it, and it gets in the way. Right.
No one said he's not coming. Hey, Cat, back.
All right, mate. You okay? Yeah.
There's a gap of Palestine action and also of trans groups as well. The Irish comedy writer Linehan, he pleaded not guilty to death.
Let's get right in the middle. I'll get right in the middle. I'm stuck in the middle. You're stuck in the middle with me. So we've got all the mainstream, that side. And all Graham Linehan supporters, this side. I'm being reported on now. I don't know if it's in a bad way or a good way, but this lady, she's doing a thing to camera. I think we're going out live. We're going out live. GB, I forgot that it was her. I couldn't put. So yeah, it should be on GB News there. This is the GB News reporters behind us going out live. So, yeah, that's GB News going out live. If you put GB News on now, it might be live on there, I don't know. Don't turn off from here though, don't turn off. We've got 1,117 people watching live now, which is great. It's probably my biggest ever live stream.
It's all been very good.
So multitasking, guys, with 3 cameras and 2 microphones. I'm doing my best. So I've had this in my pocket during those interactions. I think we're winning, guys. I know Graham's in court. However it goes for Graham in court today or tomorrow, I do think that we're winning. I think they made a grave mistake when they arrested him outside, or inside Heathrow Airport. You know, and the overkill, 5 armed police arrested Graham Linehan for 3 tweets. And the worst thing he said in it was, if there was a man, and this was to the ladies, if there's a man in your toilets, punch him in the balls. Yeah. Guys, thank you. So, D Bosey and Billy Battlesticks, thank you so much for the support. Thank you. There's a woman screaming and shouting over there. Has she not learnt yet that when you shout at people, people don't listen? One of the reasons I try and remain calm when I'm doing my street conversations, if you start shouting, and you know, don't get me wrong, I was never as calm as I have been in the past. I was never this calm. I had to learn the hard way. You know, shouting and screaming when you were a little kid, realise it doesn't work. Hello. Would you like to speak to me?
Not really.
Are you okay?
I don't think you'd like to speak to me either.
No, that's why I'm asking you. I'd love to speak to you. Are you sure?
No, I don't. I'm going to speak to you.
Okay, well, you come right up to me. I just thought...
I just seen what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm live streaming. That says keep men out of women's sports. Do you agree with me?
No, I don't.
Do you think men should be in women's sports?
No, they're not men. Don't.
What do you mean they're not men? There you go, guys. There you go. That's what you're dealing with. That's a man dressed as a woman. That's a troon. That was a man dressed as a woman. There you go. Wanted to have. He didn't shout at me, by the way, so that's good. And I engaged with him. I didn't shout at him. Sorry, guys. I was prioritising this. Sorry, live streamers. I prioritised that camera instead of this, and I forgot you were there. How can I forget? There's like 1,130 of you. So that was a man that approached me there, and he said it doesn't matter about men in women's sports, and then he said they're not men, and this is what they do. They twist the language and they redefine the language. So a man doesn't. This is what the Supreme Court did when it comes to biological sex. A woman, okay, is defined biology according to the Equality Act 2010. Well, we know that through natural law and physics, don't we, and nature. Everybody knows what a woman is and what a man is. I'm trying to get away from the term biological, because that means that there can be another type, you know. So initially when I did one of my signs, it said trans women are biological men, and I'm kicking myself that I had that, because trans women are men. Yeah, that's what they are. So if you have a biological, if you've got a biological woman, then that means there's another type of woman. So women can only be defined as by their biology. There isn't another type. It's quite simple, we know that, but this is where law and legislation get in the way, because you've got the Gender Recognition Act 2004. Listen to the words. Gender Recognition Act 2004 enabled you to change your sex legally. Gender, sex. You can see the conflation. That's why they had the Supreme Court ruling to say that under the Equality Act 2010, the definition of a woman was a biological woman. So it's pointing this way. It's pointing this way. Oh yes. Yeah, do you want to come on?
I was going to go behind you.
Okay.
Ask her who she is. She's very interesting.
I'll tell you what, come on. Maria, isn't it? It's Maria we spoke earlier. Do you want to just stand in front of the camera? If you stand here, Maria, that's it. What I'm going to do is, if you hold that, then you can speak into that. So Maria's got a fantastic YouTube channel called Peak Turf or
Peak Trans.
Peak Trans, and you're also on X as well.
I am on X under my own name, Maria McLachlan, and I also have a website called peaktrans.org that has links to all the latest news and features that are connected to the bizarre topic of transgenderism.
Tell us what you do on your channels and the videos you make, because I watched one of your videos this morning where you highlighted something that I did on the street, and that was amazing. So, and I've watched a couple more as well. So tell us what you do and tell us all about that.
The reason I set up the channel was really to challenge the ideology, every aspect of it. They have no arguments. The arguments are terrible. They're very, very easy to take down. And the people, some of the people on their side who are what I call YouTube influencers, they are really, really influential. They have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, sometimes over 1 million in case of one or two, I won't mention. And all they do is talk about how bigoted we are, but they have no arguments in defence of what is a very pernicious, iniquitous ideology that is hurting people. It's hurting women, it's hurting young gay men, it's hurting young children of both sexes. So thank you for what you're doing, because you are very brave.
So tell us, I think you're very succinct in being able to put the arguments forward, and I picked up a few of those. So if somebody says to me, what harm is it causing, how would you respond?
Well, there is a whole list. Where do you begin? For me, as a woman, I need some places to be single sex, not just for physical safety, but for your emotional well-being, really. You want to feel comfortable when you're in a state of undress. You don't want to feel anxious and worried about whether you're going to get secretly filmed, because there seems to be an epidemic of that going on, this sort of voyeurism, people going into ladies' toilets, hiding their little cameras and recording devices, and there's been thousands and thousands of victims of that particular crime. That's something I keep a record of on my website. I have a whole page devoted to the
Tell us your website again.
peaktrans.org.
Okay, and you know quite a bit about men and women's sports as well. There's two particular athletes in the US. They've taken all the medals.
Yes, that was Andrea Yearwood and Terry Miller. Now this is going back 6, 7, 8 years when they were active in high school sports, and they took 15 state championships from girls in female sports. And these guys, I can tell you, were not on any kind of medical interventions. They weren't on puberty blockers, or they weren't having testosterone blocked. And they left those girls. One of the athletes they beat, they just said the starting pistol went, and those two guys left us girls in the dust. And that meant some of them lost sports scholarships to college. I mean, the repercussions, the consequences are endless. But I've made loads of videos about them, so tune in.
Peaktrans.org, okay. On YouTube, Peak Trans, and on X is...
it's actually MP McLachlan, but if you look for Maria McLachlan, you should find me. And
yeah, guys, follow and support Maria. She's a really good resource for what's going on. Thank you so much, Maria.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for what you're doing.
I'll send you a message and we can hook up, because, I think we need to network with each other and help. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do you think Graham's going to come out?
No idea what his next plans are. I imagine.
He might have come out a back door, I don't know. Right, I'm just...
Not be allowed. I mean, he might be told, look, but you shouldn't do it.
I mean, he came in this way.
Yeah, but he's got to give evidence.
Yes,
now,
of course. Yeah.
So maybe after he's given evidence.
Right. We've got 1,100 people in the live stream, guys. I might... Right. Transmitter 1, 10% battery remaining, it's saying. I don't know. I might have to turn my transmitters off these microphones. Let me see. Right. So that's transmitter 2 that I've got here.
We arrived just before lunch. Yes, at the end of I think there's something every day I respond to everyone says. So there's
I'm not sure which one to switch on or off.
There is a speaker.
Sorry guys, I'm just sorting my microphone. I'm just going to put the phone between my legs 1 second. Don't look. Okay, we're back. Yeah, I just needed to put my microphone back up here. So, we were expecting Graham Linehan to come out. Wow, that guy's got a lot of tattoos. This guy's just picked up his cigarette that he dropped. You gotta get it where you can, I suppose.
There's actually a few seats left.
Yeah, is he not coming out now, Graham?
I'm going to come back though for when he comes
Yeah. Yeah, he's. It looks like Graham's not coming out, or at least he's not coming out the front door. So. Hello. You agree? Thank you. Yeah. There's a lot. Weirdly, I don't know. There's a lot of people from this group that didn't agree with me and been shouting at me. People, yeah, of course.
I can tell you some in the group if you do.
Okay, so this lady here is just taking some pictures. She's with the Palestine protest, but she agrees with me. That's what I mean. You're almost asked, at least from the TRAs, the trans rights activists, and some of the ones that have the socialist worker. Sorry, I keep covering you up with my thumb. Yeah, if you're, according to some people, you know, the far left, the Trantifa, if you have a Palestinian flag, then you have to be pro-trans. That's not the case. And someone, you know, on the flip side, they'll say, if you're flying an Israel flag, then you're anti-trans. Not always the case. We've got some police turned up. First couple of police. I think you can see them in the distance there. I wonder if I get arrested for my freedom of speech. I hope not. Newest order, thank you for the donation. Thanks to everybody that's donated. As I said, if you just tuned in, the donations help me get down here. I wouldn't be down here if it wasn't for people donating. The donations are paid directly for my travel and for my accommodation while I'm down here. Accommodation which promised Wi-Fi, so I could maybe upload these videos, and there's no Wi-Fi. So obviously you're getting a live stream now. It might not be until weekend or even early next week until I get these videos out. I don't know. If I do get them out, I'll do my best to edit them and get them out as soon as I get home. I might not do too much editing, so it'll be quite raw, a bit like a live stream, because the editing does take a long time. And as you can imagine, when I've got, I hope you appreciate it as well. I have two cameras going, so that's the tripod camera, and I have this one, and that's what enables me to do the switching from one camera to the other when I'm doing the interviews. I think it's just visually better. Sometimes you really do pick up on the facial expressions of people, but that's just an additional It's just additional work when I'm in the editing. Right guys, this has been part 2 of the live stream. I think what I'm going to do, because there's not a lot happening. Oh, hello.
Again, is anybody give you a hard time today?
A little bit over there.
Why?
But some of these people support me as well.
Oh,
so
right,
it's,
good.
yeah, which is good.
Because
It's
all
nice.
you're telling is the truth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. XY chromosome and an
XX chromosome.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's scientific fact.
There's a few rare disorders of sexual development where they get messed up a little bit.
Yeah.
And people on the trans activist side use that to say there's more than 2 sexes. They use it as an argument.
Well, so I don't suppose you can blame if they're trying to get their point across. But,
yeah.
you know,
But it's not
facts
true.
are
Facts are facts, yeah.
Anyway, keep it.
Thank you so much for your support. Bye. Who's saying Charlie Veek's just come out as transgender? I doubt that very much. I think, guys, thank you all for tuning in again. What I'll do is I'll end this stream now, and I'm going to be here until the end of the day. Graham's going to come out at the end of the day, so I know there's 1,000 people watching, but there's not a lot happening, and I need a little bit of time out, get some refreshments, so I'm ready to go. Thank you, Midangler, for the support. Someone just said I'm Freddie's gay. I've got lots of people that follow Fred and Charlie Veek on this channel, and thank you for coming over. I'll just give you a quick look round, guys. As you can see, there's not a lot happening, so I'll end the live stream, get all the batteries sorted and recharged, and we'll be back for part 3. Yeah, part 3 from Westminster Magistrates Court in London, UK, coming up this afternoon. Thank you guys, and goodbye for now.